Good evening and welcome to the Catalonia Soccerplex, home of tonight's Fly Plus Football Division B Championship game between the Junkyard Dogs and KGP. I'm Brent Bach and I'm joined by my broadcast partner, 10-time FBF All-Star and 2013 Hall of Fame inductee, Matt Kerouac. Matt, obviously, these are two teams who did not finish the regular season with a winning record, but I think as the saying goes, it doesn't matter what you do as long as you make it to the playoffs, as long as you get that ticket to the dance. What kind of game should we be expecting tonight?
Well, playoff football is a completely different game than regular season, and tonight is going to be two experienced teams going at it. You got Paul Lapierre on one end and Phil Cutler on the other. It's going to be a good game tonight.
Okay, so keys to the game. You look at a team like JYD, a veteran team, a lot of all-stars on your team, but you talk about they have Paul Lapierre, the only Hall of Famer playing in this game so far this evening. First, before we get into the keys, talk about the I guess you could say the knowledge that Paul would have or the kind of impact he could have on a game like this.
I mean, just a little story about what I experienced with Paul this year. Just a couple weeks ago, he pulled out a rule that I've been in this league for 15 years. This guy pulled out a rule I never even heard of before. So he's going to coach these young guns up and settle their nerves and get them roaring for the finals today.
Okay, in KGP, obviously, they're led by their captain and quarterback, Phil Cutler. He's a former teammate of yours. The offense has been unbelievable so far in the postseason. They're the highest scoring team in the postseason. Talk about what kind of game you expect out of Phil Cutler this evening.
Oh, look, Phil's been he's a veteran of this league. He's been in here since, 2008, I believe. He knows what he has to do. He's finally got that monkey off his shoulder last year or 2 years ago when he won that finals for the first time. And he's going to, same thing like Paul, he's going to coach up his guys and lead them.
Obviously, you're talking about Cutler, obviously winning the championship, the 2019 Spring Championship, leading his team over the Mercenaries. These two teams met about a month ago, Week 8 in the regular season. KGP escaped with a 31-30 victory.
Congratulations,
What
guys.
kind of game are you expecting here tonight?
To the finals, final.
Honestly, I really
Just a few things
I really
to
think that
review with you.
it's like
So
a
you
clean
have
slate for both teams, and they're
2
going
minutes to
to
replay.
just play it like a playoff game. It's not a regular season game. It's a finals game. So they're going to just toss it all out and play
So,
their end.
It does not count for a
and
timeout.
we'll see what happens.
It does not count for a timeout.
All right,
Sacks,
we have the opening coin toss
catches, and
going on right now, just
touchdowns. Okay.
about midfield.
No.
So we give you the winner of the coin toss
And
in
within
a couple
the
of seconds.
within the 5 plays, it'll go to the booth. If there's a replay to be had, it'll go to the booth within the 5 plays. All right. Pockets, jewelry, the usual stuff. You guys, it's not your first rodeo. You know all that stuff, but let's just make sure that you guys are all set. All right. Awesome. Let's have a good game, guys. All right. Let's go.
So, not exactly sure who won the coin toss, actually. But anyways, well, as soon as we find out that information, we'll get back to you. So you talked about, obviously, this is for all the marbles. This is a championship game. Obviously, KGP looking for, technically, to be back-to-back champions. Obviously, winning in 2019. There was no summer season last year. One thing for each team. What does JYD need to do to get the W here tonight?
I think the main thing, obviously, it's going to sound a little generic coming from a guy like me, but rushing Phil Cutler is going to do all the difference in this game because, he likes to move around in the pocket, go through his reads, and if you have a good rush, you can fluster him.
And for the other side, for KGP, what do they need to do to get the W?
I think they just need to stay poised. They got Paul that's going to, like I said before, coach them up, and they have a great offense. So if they can stay poised on defense and let Paul lead them, they should have some success tonight.
So it appears that KGP actually has won the coin toss. They're deferring to get the ball in the second half. So this should be a great game again. KGP winning the regular season matchup 31-30, but a month ago back in Week 8. But they were led, however, KGP by a replacement quarterback. It wasn't for Cutler. It was Liam Mahoney who was in at quarterback for KGP.
That's a veteran guy from back in the day, Liam. I've played with him and against him. This guy's an all-star. So, I mean, it's a good replacement for Phil, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely a former stud with the Concordia Stingers. He even spent a couple games, a couple times in the CFL as well. So obviously we're going to be starting this up in about 10 seconds. And as I said, JYD is starting with the ball. KGP is electing to defer to the second half. We have Jason Rossi getting the snap from Paul Lapierre. And here we go. First snap of the game. Rossi looks downfield. He's going deep to the right-hand side as a man open and just tosses it out of the reach of the receiver on the right-hand side. I believe that was number 1, Charles Olivier Lavigne. And Matt, we were talking before the game. the ball intended for Lavigne right there. Lavigne's made a huge impact so far in the playoffs. He's definitely a player that's caught your eye.
Absolutely, yeah. Having played with Paul this year, he talked about all these young guns that are on his team, and Charles was the main guy he was talking about, saying that this guy's a stud and definitely an up-and-comer in FPF.
So Rossi, 39 touchdown passes in the regular season to go along with 16 interceptions so far in the postseason, 9 TDs and 4 INTs. Rossi again going to his left, just out of the reach of Paul Lapierre. So 3rd and long now facing the JYD offense. So Matt, obviously you're in the Hall of Fame as a rusher. You're a great receiver as well. You're pretty much one of the, I guess you can say the on the Mount Everest of FPF players, all-time great FPF players. If you're KGP now defensively, what do you do on 3rd and long when you have the team backed up?
If you notice there, they just changed rushers. They have an absolute machine in Julian Payman. Now they put Gabe D'Amico in, who's actually he's also a veteran of this league as a rusher. So trying to change it up and get them the 4th down.
Because Rossi now looking to the right-hand side, and that pass was, again, just out of the reach of his receiver, that was once again intended for Lapierre. So now it's 4th and long. Matt, now if you're JYD, do you punt the ball or do you try to get the 1st down here?
I never punt. We never punt.
So 4th and 10, JYD has yet to complete a pass. Obviously a stop here for the KGP defense would be huge, getting the ball back so close to their opponent's end zone.
What do you think, Brent? You think it's championship jitters?
I mean, it definitely could be it. I mean, championship jitters. I mean, you're the man. You have a number of championships in this league, so you know more about that than I do. I only have 2 championships. We go big 4th down here. Rossi gets the snap. He looks to his left. He goes deep, and it's picked off. Quasi Guatemala. He's running it back. Oh, first touchdown.
Jeez.
Great play, Quasi Guatemala, giving his KGP teammates a 6-0 lead.
Get that garbage out of here. That's what he said. Jeez.
What did you see on that play, Matt?
The rush, again, the rush was solid. I mean, the defense had everybody covered, and he kind of just threw it up.
So definitely not the start that the Junkyard Dogs wanted to have to this contest.
Still early. If you're going to make mistakes, now's the time.
This KGP defense, only 4 interceptions in the regular season, none in the postseason, but I guess they waited to get their first INT of the postseason. They couldn't ask for a better time. So here's Cutler now leading the KGP offense, going for 2, looking to take an 8-0 lead. Cutler gets the snap, option back. Running around with the ball, looking for a pass, toss to the back of the end zone. Caught by number 7, Julian Payman, for the 2-point convo, an 8-0 lead for KGP.
Now they got Junkyard Dogs thinking, on those extra points, they're going to have to send a guy to watch that extra QB. And right now, KGB is in the driver's seat, that's for sure.
Yeah, KGP now, that was their 7th 2-point conversion attempt of the season, of the playoffs, rather. So now they're 4 for 7. So now early home facing Jason Rossi and his JYD team. Let's see if he could dig their way out of it.
Let's get his first completion. Start with that.
Ball now going to the right-hand side. And again, way off target, tossing to somebody sitting on the bench who wasn't able to make the catch. So right now, Rossi's starting 0 for 5 in this contest.
I think Rossi needs to just calm it down a little bit. Go to his first reads, easy dink and dunks, even a check down if he has to. Doesn't matter.
We have illegal contact. Defense, number 5. We're going up 5, 1st down.
Also, penalty going against KGP.
Yeah,
yes.
Little break right there. That's all right. 5 yards is good.
Yes, so Quasi Guatemala, who just got the pick 6 in the last series, he's getting the illegal contact penalty now, so a free 5 yards for the Junkyard Dogs offense. So right now, JYD with more penalties accepted than actual receptions. Rossi now taking a moment to talk to one of his receivers.
That's rough, Brent. Come on, man. Poor guys.
You gotta call how it is for me. Oh. So a big pickup there on 1st down by Rossi, able to scramble. We apologize for the technical difficulty there for a second. So Rossi able to pick up a 1st down on that scramble. Partner, that was the first positive yardage right there for Rossi and his offense. How big was that for them, and what did he need to do to continue the momentum?
The first completion is everything. Now let's see if we can get it rolling from here. 5 incompletions to start the game is no way to get a championship started, but See how he does on this next down.
JYD now with the ball. Rossi looks to his left. Pass is complete on the left-hand side. Oh, nice move.
Nice tackle.
Exactly, better tackle. So that was Sansa emerging with the catch. Gordon Mall with the tackle.
Having played against Kwesi a lot in the upper divisions there, he's a great tackler, so that doesn't surprise me at all.
And, man, how important was that tackle? I think if Sean Samarian, maybe if he was able to break that, he possibly could have had a touchdown right there.
Yeah, if not, definitely into the red zone. So definitely a critical tackle for Kwesi.
So JYD now in the KGP side of the field. Rossi looking to his right, tossing to the corner, and a bunch of traffic. Nice catch. Jumping up and making the grab right there was number 7, Julian Payman. Big grab, setting up a first and goal, I believe, right now for JYD. Pardon me, correction on that. That's actually number 1. Pardon me, that was Charles-Olivier Laving. My apologies, I got the 7 and the 1 mixed up there.
See, now he's rolling. See, he got his first completion out of the way. I mean, it was a little bit of a dangerous throw there, but he got it in there.
It's a big throw right now, so let's see if JYD can capitalize on their field position. Rossi gets the snap. He looks to his left. He fires back at the end zone. Cut. Touchdown, JYD.
One of those young studs that Paul was talking about. He talked about these young kids coming up, and Rory's definitely one of them.
Yeah, Rory Samarian, pardon me, his 5th touchdown of the postseason, leading the way on this JYD squad. So obviously right now for Jason Rossi, that was a perfect throw right there. Looks like they're going to go for 2 now to try and tie this game up at 8 apiece. Right now at 8-6 lead for KGP. Matt, if you're running the offense, and it looks like Paul LaPierre is going to step back and take the snap. Of course, this is allowed because the conversion plays don't count if you have a higher ranked quarterback. Almost a handoff. No. And now a toss back. Looking for a pass, and a pass back to LaPierre. LaPierre looking for someone to throw to, back of the end zone, and that's over the head of everybody. So it'll stay at an 8-6 lead for KGP. What do you like, Matt, out of the JYD offense on that drive?
I just like that he got the rust off his shoulders there. Those 5 incompletions seemed to be affecting him. He got that first completion, and they drove down the field and scored. So we could probably have a better game now that he got those out of the way. And something about these young guns that I was saying before. These are the type of guys that can take 3-yard hooks into 40-yard touchdowns. So I'm excited to see what they can do today.
And now for KGP, how do you answer back?
I know Phil. Phil's not going to change his game plan. He's going to keep it to his normal game plan. He's not going to try to go 40 bomb right off the bat, like you could see there. Easy slant, try to get a couple yards just to get it going.
Yeah, the pass intended for number 7, Julian Payman, fell incomplete. Hard for the receiver. He's going one way. The quarterback throws another. He's falling down to the ground. The receiver is kind of hard to come up with that catch. So now 2nd and long facing the KGP offense. Paul LaPierre dropping back from halfback. He looked like he was going to drop back to safety for a second. He goes back now closer to the line of scrimmage. Ball snap, Cutler to his right. Toss to the right-hand side and wide open down the right sideline. Oh, and an extra flag right there. Unnecessary contact. So a big catch right there. That was number 10, Dylan Garber, with a huge grab, wide open down the right-hand sideline. I got to ask you, Matt, how does someone get that wide open?
Oh, I think it was just a little, you'd say a brain fart in the sense. Paul runs his defense pretty tight, but the guy's always, can't always be in the right positions at all times. I mean, I've watched Paul myself cover the best guys
After
in the
yards, we have unnecessary contact. JYD, number 7,
as much as possible,
up 5, first
can't
down.
be perfect all the time.
There you have it.
You're going to be in the red zone.
So the penalty going against
You have
Laving.
the option to be out of it.
Unnecessary contact, so an extra
Go in.
5 yards
Okay,
after
thank
the
you.
an extra 5 yards after the reception.
First and goal. Red zone.
So first and goal now for KGP. No, pardon me, actually, I believe they're just outside of the red zone.
I think Tara said they were in the red
zone. Yeah, you're right. They are in the red zone. Yeah, Theo and Jay marking off the line of scrimmage. First and goal now for KGP. Cutler gets a snap. He runs to his right. He's looking for a pass. Hensley deflags him and touchdown.
Hey, Brent, that's going to be the key right there. Hensley Adams is going to have to get to Phil in the first shot there. You can't be missing flags because, Phil likes to pump. He likes to go through his reads and run around in the backfield, and you're going to have to get to him.
So big touchdown there for the KGP offense, extended their lead now 14-6. I believe that catch was made by number 97. For this game, he's wearing number 97. Usually he's number 5, Jonathan Garfinkel. So for Garfinkel, that's his second touchdown of the postseason. And going again for 2 is KGP. Cutler gets the snap. Caught just inside, good for the 2-point conversion. That's Payman. So now a 16-6 lead for KGP.
I think that Julian Payman as a snapper is definitely a plus for Phil because a speedy snapper on his slants is going to benefit his game a lot.
So now JYD finds himself in a big hole once again. Down by 10 points, 16-6. Let's see what Rossi and company have up their sleeve to try and stage his comeback. Rossi now waits for the snap from Lapierre. He gets it, looks to his right. Thought about going deep for a second, overthrown, intercepted! Rossi is intercepted by number 97, Jonathan Garfinkel. So Garfinkel making back-to-back big plays for his team. And for Garfinkel, that's his first interception of the postseason, and it couldn't come at a better time as KGP right now has all the momentum.
I thought that the rusher might have actually interfered with Rossi there, but no, he didn't at all. It was just an overthrow.
So the struggles continue for Jason Rossi and his team. Yeah, they did get 6 points on the board, but we've seen a lot of missed throws to wide open receivers and a bad throw right there, leading to the first turnover, rather the second turnover, of the contest.
Brent, a timeout at this time to maybe calm him down wouldn't hurt, I don't think.
Cutler wide open deep. He hits Garfinkel again. Touchdown. KGP, and they have extended their lead now 22-6, and it's getting ugly for JYD.
Seems like JYD's hanging their heads a little bit. They got to keep their chins up because still early.
22-6 lead, and obviously, man, this is not the way JYD thought to be starting this game.
Well, like I said earlier in the broadcast, Paul's going to keep his guys calm. He's going to tell them just, one play at a time, guys. Don't worry about it. We'll get him on the next one. I think he has to talk to his quarterback also. He's not on the field right now, but.
They're going for 2 once again. It's KGP. Running a trips left. Cutler looks to his left. Now back to his right. Goes to the left again. And he gets sacked. Good job. A double rush there by Sean Semerjian and Hensley Adams.
Well, then again, see, that's what we said last drive there. Hensley's going to have to get the one that first shot. He's lucky he had a second rusher come in there to help him.
So 22-6 right now. Matt, if you're in the JYD huddle right now offensively, what do you have to do to just calm down the nerves and start moving the chain and get some first downs?
Honestly, just one completion. Let's just get a completion, one at a time. Don't worry about the rest of the drive. Oh, that's a sack. That's a sack.
That's a sack by Payman. Will it be a safety? No, they're going to say he's just outside of the end zone.
That is close.
And Matt, they always say football's a game of inches, and that proved true right there. JYD lucky not to have the safety called against him.
I don't know what his playbook looks like, but he's going to have to throw some little short slants, maybe some hooks, just to unwind a little bit, It seems a little tight.
Yeah, he had Lapierre open in the flats. The center, he didn't out to the flats. He was wide open by himself. So now it's going to be second and long facing this JYD offense. Rossi getting a snap all the way to the back of his end zone. He looks to his left. Short pass. Oh, in and out of the hands of Sean Semerjian. And that's a red drop you'll see by Semerjian right there. So maybe some of the early game jitters are affecting him as well.
Yeah. I mean, I've been in situations where you get down early and it affects the whole team, but these guys just have to kind of take a deep breath, one play at a time, and start the climb now.
And obviously, switching sides, if you're KGP right now, you can't ask for a better start than this. What do you have to do? Like, what do they need to do to make sure they keep their foot on the pedal?
Absolutely change nothing. Change nothing. Continue the game you're playing. Do not get complacent.
Chips right now by JYD. Rossi gets the pass. He goes to his right. He hits Lapierre. And I tell you what, partner, this is, I think, JYD's first complete pass in about maybe last 5-6 minutes.
You know what? That's okay. One at a time, and they will absolutely get the ball rolling. But they just have to, like I said before, one play at a time. They can't start thinking about the end of the half and all this stuff right now.
So third and about a fourth, pardon me.
Yeah, 4th and 15, about.
Yeah, about that, yep. Fourth and 15, fourth and 16 perhaps. Let's see if JYD can get it. Rossi gets a snap. He looks to his left. He's going deep. He has a mass emergent. He overthrows him, and that's
Overran.
knocked away.
It was a good ball. The receiver obviously ran his route a little bit shorter than Jason had thought he was going to run it. And now they're in a deeper hole than they were before.
Yeah, definitely. Good bat down there by number 17, James Aker. So now, as you talked about, partner, this hole is just getting deeper and deeper for JYD, and letting again not to punt the ball, and KGB taking over possession deep in JYD territory. So him in the offense walking forward and continuing to walk forward. Finally settling the ball down at about the 10-yard line maybe. Great field position here for KGP. Let's see if they can capitalize. There's a bit of an argument right now in terms of where the line of scrimmage will be.
Oh, it's at the 8. It's at the 8.
Okay, so now we're back to action. Here we go. Snap from Payman to Cutler. Eventually it happens. Cutler, now he's going to scramble. Breaks one tackle.
Good
And
tackle by Paul Lapierre.
Yep, deflagged after a pickup of maybe about 3, possibly 4 yards. Good tackle and deep partner by Lapierre. So that's a good start there for JYD. What did you're obviously the defensive whiz here in this broadcast booth. What does JYD need to do defensively here to keep KGP off the scoreboard?
If it was me, honestly, I'd run 4 across the line, have somebody rove in the back, and just, make sure, hope that Hensley can get to him, and just, completely cover that goal line. If you can, because he's going to look for his reads, and he's going to roll around in that backfield. And if Hensley can get to him, I don't think he'll get anybody in the back of the end zone. We'll see.
Let's see if Adams can do that right now. Cutler goes to his left. His man open in the back of the end zone. D'Amico Mazza, great play. Touchdown KGP.
Literally the opposite of what I just said.
So now KGP extending the lead to 28-6. Obviously, they're most likely going to go for 2 points again. Looking to extend the lead to 30. And so obviously you talked about Matt obviously running 4 across. We saw what D'Amico Mazza did there. He stopped. He did a hook at the first pylon, waited for Cutler to roll out, and then he went to the back of the end zone where there was nobody.
Well, that's Phil's game, man. He runs around in the backfield and gets those openings for his guys.
Here Cutler gets a snap. The fake handoff. He passes it down to the middle of the field, and that's caught. Garfinkel. 2-point conversion is good. 30-6 now for KGP over the Junkyard Dogs.
Phil's looking good. He's looking sharp tonight, Brent.
And, okay, well, speaking about that, then, obviously being a former teammate of his, take away the score, what are the ideal game conditions for, not talking about weather, just in terms of actually playing the game, what are the ideal game conditions for Cutler to be so successful like he has been so far this evening?
Ooh. A missed pick there for KGP. To your point, honestly, KGB's defense, when they're playing as well as they are right now, that plays into Phil's whole game plan, and it keeps his mind straight. When the defense isn't playing that well, he has to concentrate on both because he's the captain of both sides. But right now, everything's rolling for them, so it's keeping them sharp on offense.
So Rossi gets a snap. He goes down deep down the middle of the field. And that pass is knocked away, and there's a flag on the play, however. That pass is intended for...
OPI? What do you think? OPI?
I think so, yeah. That pass is intended for Sean Submergi, and it looks like he basically he blocked the receiver and kind of held the defensive back who was trying to play receiver on that play from getting the ball. So you guys at home, you'll be able to hear what the call is as soon as it's made.
We had pass interference, offense. Captain Black. Captain Black. So it's going to go to 3rd and 10 if you decline it,
Okay.
or it's going to go 2nd and they're going to go back to the.
Is it half the distance or 10 yards?
It's 10 yards, so they're going to go to the 1.
Guys, we want on the goal line, second and 20 from the goal line, or 3rd and 10 from second and 20 back.
Okay. The penalty's being accepted. We're going to go back. Repeat 2nd down.
So there you
Go
hear
back 10,
live.
go to the 1.
KGP accepting that penalty on Sean Submergi, and so it's going to be 2nd and long now. 2nd and about a mile.
And they're on the 1.
Yeah, and I think, partner, that's a smart call right there. You take that penalty.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Their defense is playing lights out, so why not drag them back into their end zone?
Nico Mazza coming in on the rush. Quick pass from Rossi to Lapierre. He's flied by Cutler, a gain of maybe 5, possibly 6 yards on that play.
Aside from Jadaridi, I think Phil Cutler's up there in the record books for tackles, and you see a prime example right there of that diving tackle he just made.
So that's the whistle. Last 5 plays of the first half. And I think, partner, if you're JYD, this first half can get over soon enough.
Yeah, we're going to go back to the drawing board at halftime here, down 30-6 right now. Hopefully they can get a score before halftime.
Rossi in the back of his own end zone getting the snap. He looks to his right. He goes to the flats again to Lapierre. Nice catch. Couple of yak yards as well, but not enough for the first down. So it's going to be 4th and about 6 for JYD. 4 plays remaining in the first half. No question here, partner. I mean, they went for it twice already on 4th down, so why not go for the 3rd time if you're JYD?
Oh, they have to. They have no choice. They have to go for it. But I don't think they need to go for the big play right off the bat. They still got 4 plays. Get that first down, get some yards, and you still got 3 plays after that to get it in.
And right now, Matt, would you say this is the biggest play of the game, at least in the first half, for JYD?
You know what? Yeah, I think it is one of the biggest plays of the game right now.
So Rossi gets the snap. He looks to his left. He has a man wide open in the middle. He tosses it. Oh, and it's dropped. At another turnover on downs for JYD. So 3 plays now remaining in the first half, and KGP has a chance to add to their lead.
This is going to be one of maybe 3 nails in the coffin if they can score here before half. And they also get the ball back, I believe, right?
Yes, they do, partner. Again, electing to get the ball in the second half after winning the coin toss. Things are definitely not looking up right now for JYD, but at least they have a chance to get a little bit of momentum if they could hold KGP off the scoreboard right here. Cutler gets a snap. He rolls to his left. He passes in the flat to D'Amico Mazza. He breaks a tackle. He's in. Touchdown. Wow. No, they're going to call him down at the touchdown, indeed. Wow. KGP Gabe D'Amico Mazza broke about 1, possibly 2 tackles on that play. Ran down the left sideline. Just snuck it in to the inside the pylon. And now it is a 36-6 lead for KGP.
Those missed tackles are a killer, especially in the red zone like that.
And obviously, again, you're a Hall of Fame inductee. You're a defensive whiz, one of the best, if not the best rusher of all time in FBF history. Not how important is tackling, but what are one of the keys to making a tackle? Everyone thinks it's easy because it's flag, but I can tell you for sure it's not.
You got to commit to what you're about to do, right? You got to aim for that flag and go and get it. You can't just kind of half-ass it, you know what I mean? So, like that. Exactly like that.
But there you go, exactly. Hensey Adams proving you right. So
and
good D-flag during the 2-point combo attempt for KGP.
And I will say these new flag belts, I'm not used to them just yet. It's the first season we implement them fully. They used to be the belts that the full belt would come off while pulling a flag. So I'll give them that. I'll give them that and say, it's a learning curve for it, but they've been playing with it all season, so they should be used to it by now.
So 2 plays remaining now in the first half. I switch at quarterback now. Charles-Olivier Lavigne. He's getting the snap. We get a stoppage play. We get a timeout call, but a smart timeout there, partner, by Phil Cutler, who called it. Wondering possibly maybe he called a timeout when he might have saw the QB change late. Maybe that's why he's calling a timeout to figure out what they want to do defensively. Obviously, a completely different quarterback in there right now for JYD.
I'm looking around. I hope Jason hasn't checked out of the game already.
In the first meeting between these two teams, pardon me. In the first meeting between these two teams, Charles-Olivier Lavigne, number 1 there at quarterback, he actually threw a touchdown pass to Sean Semergy in that contest, a 49-yard touchdown pass. So he has a little bit of experience throwing the ball. So again, 2 plays remaining here in the first half. Trips to the right. Adams is in there. Usually going out on defense, but he's playing slot receiver now. Lavigne, he goes to the sideline, and that goes off the foot of Sean Semergian.
I think we got rough in the passer coming up here with Julian Payman.
Yeah, Payman knocked Lavigne down to the turf. So in deep partner, you're right, that will be roughing the passer against KGP.
We have contact on the passer. Up 10, first down. Still 2 plays.
So you heard it at home from our head referee. A penalty of 10 yards and a repeat of second down, but a gain of 10 yards due to the penalty and an automatic first down for the JYD offense.
A score right here is, I wouldn't say huge, but definitely a start. Definitely a start. Down 30 going into half. It's going to be one heck of a hill to climb.
So Semergian is out there, both Semergian brothers. Lavigne, he gets the pass, he fakes to the left. He's going to scramble, picks up 5, 10, 15, maybe 20 yards there. Diving attempt by Gordon Mall.
Again, Kwesi with a huge tackle. He could have got 10 more yards off that if Kwesi didn't get that tackle.
And a huge pickup there on second down for Lavigne, picking up at least 25 yards on that scramble. This is now the final play coming up of the first half. Perhaps, partner, we might see Lavigne come out and play quarterback the rest of the contest.
Like I said, I still haven't seen Jason Rossi around, so we'll see. We'll see what their game plan is coming out of halftime.
Again, we are live here from the Catalonia Soccer Complex. Brent Bach and Matt Kerouac here giving you guys the Division B Flag Plus Football Championship game between KGP and JYD. And here's the final play of the first half. Lavigne tosses to the end zone.
Wow.
And it's caught.
Wow, what
Touchdown. Sean Semergian. Great toss. Even better catch right there. So at least a little bit of momentum now for JYD.
Another thing that we didn't touch on just yet, but the size difference with JYD to KGB. It's JYD is definitely a lot bigger than KGB, and they haven't really used it. And right there, they finally did. So I think that should be in their game plan for the second half to use that size advantage.
Yeah, it's a great catch right there. The back corner by the back pylon, the left one in the back of the end zone. So a little life now finally as we close this first half, shown by JYD.
Going for 2.
A 2-point attempt indeed, and that's out of the hands of Adams and knocked out of play, and that will do it for the end of the first half. It is a commanding 36-12 lead for KGP over JYD. So obviously, partner, a horrible start for JYD. They have the 5 incompletions right away. They have a pick 6. They throw another interception. Yeah. They can barely get any stops on defense, and their offense is really not helping them out. First, talk about KGP. Like, obviously, they're leading right now, 36-12. So obviously, the score is definitely in their favor. But what else? What are some of the little things you see that they're doing right?
Well, Honestly, I think that the experience level that KGP brings to the table, Phil, Julian Payman, all these guys that actually have been in playoffs often and in the higher divisions, it really is showing right now. Kwesi, again, these guys, it's really showing the experience in playoff football, championship football, what that'll do for you. I think that JYD, they have a lot of young guys, maybe haven't been in a lot of playoff football, and the rust is showing, or not the rust, but the inexperience is showing.
Okay, and obviously switching sides now, if with JYD, you're talking about some of the rust, some of the inexperience, perhaps. I mean, this is a team, guys with a couple of championships on their team. They have a couple of all-stars as well. I mean, again, they're down 36-12 right now. It's definitely not looking good for JYD, but if they have any chance of coming back in this contest, what can they do?
I think they need to clamp down on defense, and they really need to get into Phil's face. I think whether it's a rusher change or Hensley needs to step his rushing up, they need to get in his face and don't let him run around in the backfield. Offensively, I think Jason needs to get out of his own head and just make those completions one after another and not worry about every single, the entire drive. Just worry about the next play.
And obviously it's a little early again. We're only at halftime. If you had to pick a first half MVP, who would it be so far in this contest?
Phil Cutler. Phil Cutler's my MVP right now. He's a stud on defense and he's doing his thing on offense. So right now Phil's my MVP.
Okay. All right, so fair enough. So obviously, again, a 36-12 lead right now for KGP over JYD. Again, these two teams met in the regular season. KGP winning by 1 point. A lot of people coming into this contest thought it would be a closer game, maybe not necessarily a 1 point game, but a much closer game than what we have going on this evening. Is it simply just the mistakes, you think, and some of the inexperience you're talking about is the reasons why JYD is struggling so far?
I mean, realistically, if you're looking at it from anybody who's watching the game, you can see that Jason's, seems to be panicking in the pocket. The defense, KGB's defense is solid right now, and he's not making his reads. So I think that's affecting JYD altogether because, the throws aren't there. 5 incompletions to start the game. It really kind of drowns the team down. And they just need to kind of lift their quarterback up and stick together, and hopefully they'll get some positive stuff from it.
All right, so we're going to be starting the second half in just a few moments. Again, Brent Bach and Matt Kerouac with you live from the Catalonia Soccer Complex here in Lachine. 36-12 lead for KGP over JYD. Again, we talked about at the top, partners, these are two teams who didn't even finish with a winning record. KGP finished the regular season at 3-7. Pardon me, JYD finished at 3-7. KGP finished with a 5-5 mark. Obviously, just going to show you that just make the playoffs. All you need to do is make the playoffs, and anything can happen. And obviously, these two teams are proof of that.
I mean, if I'm looking at it from this, JYD seems to be like somewhat of a Cinderella story, beating Erjan Medzik, who was number 1 in the division this year, getting to the finals, and they just seem to be, in the first half at least, imploding. But you can always come out of it in the second half. That's what they say, the tale of two halves, right? So we'll see how they start this one off. They are on offense? They're on offense? Or no, they're on defense.
JYD's on defense to start the second half.
So big stop here. We'll get them back in the game a little bit at least and start the ball rolling.
Yeah, you talked about, obviously, before, partner, the road to the finals for both teams. You have JYD knocking off here for the Bears in the quarterfinals, and then you talked about last week, about 10 days ago, knocking off Urgence Medic, the number 1 seed in Division B, a team that many thought would be, at the very least, in the finals this year. And switching sides, obviously, KGP coming off of a huge 42-40 victory win in the semifinals against Get Off RD. Cutler was phenomenal in that contest.
Having spoken, sorry, I interrupt you there, but having spoken to Paul after his game that he had just won against Erjan Medzik with JYD, he basically said he played to his team's strengths and he really focused in on what he knew Erjan Medzik did wrong. But that experience that Paul Lapierre has, he really focused in on, and I think he needs to do the same thing against KGP. He really needs to find the weaknesses in KGP and focus in and get his team focused in with him, and they should have some success to get back in this game.
And now again, obviously, so it's interesting you said that. I mean, you talked about you played with Cutler. I believe you played with, as well, Kwasi Gordon-Mall. What are some of those weaknesses? We haven't really seen them so far this evening, but what are some of those weaknesses that a team like KGP, what do they have that maybe JYD can exploit?
I have spoken about it tonight already, but I'll say it again. You get in Phil's face as a rusher, whether you bring two guys or you bring one that can do the job. You get in Phil's face and don't let him run around, and you get him flustered. He will make mistakes. He will. He's a great quarterback, but he will make mistakes rolling around in that pocket. And if you can capitalize on that, it'll get you back in the game.
So here we go now. Cutler looking to add to this lead as KGP starts the second half with the ball. Cutler gets a snap. He goes to his right. Quick toss to the right-hand side up the sideline. I believe that's number 10 yet. Dylan Garber with the reception, his second reception of the game. And how important is it now for, if you're KGP, I mean, you want to keep the defense guessing. How important is it to pass the ball around, make sure you get all your guys involved?
I don't think he needs to start looking for the deep ball. If he sticks to those, 10 yards and under, whether it's hooks, drags, slants, whatever he needs to do, just kind of feel it out. I don't think Phil's going to stray away from his game plan. He's going to, play what he sees. And if he does that, they're going to have success. There's no doubt about it.
KGP now on the ball just around midfield. Toss down deep, wide open receiver. Nice catch, Garfinkel. Wow. Touchdown. Here's another one, KGP. He
might have some competition there. Phil might have some competition for MVP right now with Garfinkel coming into the picture again.
Yeah, Garfinkel making the beautiful catch. A great throw there by Cutler just over the outstretched hands of number 88, Charles Olivier Vachon.
Every time I say that he should stay short, this guy goes deep, so he's not listening to anything I have to say.
So now 42-12 lead for KGP. Going once again for the 2-point convo. Let's see if they can get it. They were unsuccessful on their last attempt. Queasy Godomon now flexing over to the left-hand side. It'll be trips left for KGP. Cutler gets a snap. He looks to his left. Quick shot in there. Caught and rolling into the end zone is Garfinkel. And I believe they're going to say because his knee hit the ground.
His knee hit the ground, yeah. Yep. Once you hit the ground, you have somebody near you. You have to stop the play dead so that there's no injuries. And they started that, I think a couple of years now, they started that rule where if you're down with the guy near you, that plays dead.
Yeah, that's exactly the part. And obviously, it's to the chagrin of KGP and a lot of other teams who, it's football, right? Sometimes you're going to hit the ground when you make a catch. And obviously, you want to roll in there sometimes. But unfortunately for KGP, they will not get the 2-point convo. So it will continue to be a 42-12 lead, a 30-point lead basically right now for KGP in full command of this contest. And again, we haven't seen Jason Rossi on the sideline. Oh, yeah, actually, we're being told he's underneath. Oh, there he is now on the right-hand side. Quick pass by Levine now to Rory Submergian. Submergian picking up, I think, just enough for the first down. So Rossi, I'm not sure if it's just due to injury or his play. He might have benched himself. Nonetheless, he's not in.
Let me ask you, would you bench yourself being quarterback? Would you?
Personally, no. I mean, you're the leader of this team. You shouldn't be doing that, but I mean, to each your own.
I would play it through, personally. I would play it through.
So 2nd and 1 now for JYD. Pass down deep, and that's
caught. Nice
touchdown. Beautiful throw and catch. That was Son Submergian coming up with the ball just over the outstretched hands of Quasi Guatemala. So I think obviously we've seen a change of quarterback now. That's the second straight drive where JYD is getting some points.
It's a solid ball he just threw too. So I think they sensed the urgency there. That a lot of them were jogging back and then realized that they're down 30. So they got to start going for 2, making some stops on D and keep scoring because what are they down now? 20. I can't count.
They're down 42-18 right now. Don't ask me to do the math.
I can't count. Eagle's trying to tell me that I can't hear him. It's fine. I'm trying to add 2 to make it 20 and then like 24. Okay, so we're 24. We're down 24. It's not impossible, Brent. No, yeah, it's not impossible.
What else is that? I mean, we've all been in plenty of FPF games before. Obviously, we've seen huge comebacks.
I've been up 24 and still lost. So you know what? It's definitely possible.
So 42-18 lead now for KGP. For those at home doing the math, gets a 24-point lead for the team in black. Cutler now waiting on a snap from Payman. And there it is. Cutler looks to his left. He's going to run. No, he's going to pass. Oh, nice play.
That's great.
And a sack right there by Paul Lapierre.
Paul knows. Paul knows exactly what he needs to do. He needs to get in his face. He needs to cut off his lanes. And that's the start right there. Paul, see, you got Paul pumped up. He's going to get in his face. I know the way he is. Did the same thing against one of our teams last week or 2 weeks ago in Div A, and he shut down one of the best receivers in the league.
So it's going to be second and long now facing the KGP offense. So now the pendulum of momentum is swinging right now in the favor of JYD despite being down by 18 points. Got second and long, Cutler. 24 points, pardon me. I meant to say they had 18. It's 42 to 18.
We can't count. It's fine. Neither of us can count. It's all good. And there goes Julian Payman.
Payman, big gain right there, running through the heart of the JYD defense. That pendulum might have just swung back in KGP's favor with that big catch and run there by number 7, Julian Payman.
You talk about somebody who's at the top of Mount Everest in rushing. It's this man right here, Julian Payman. This guy is a absolute beast, whether it's on rushing for sure, but he's starting to show us his offensive prowl too.
So first down now in JYD's territory for KGP.
16 minutes left, Brent. Still lots of time. So if they can get a stop here, JYD, and get down the field, cut it to 2 scores, we'll have a game.
Yeah, for Payman, that reception was the 6th of the postseason. Actually, pardon me, ball's about midfield right now. So Cutler gets it. He looks to his left, goes over the middle. Nice catch by Gordon Mall. He's falling down to the turf. That was all hands on that one, partner. It's pickup of about, I want to say, 3, maybe 4 yards on that pass.
It's hard for Hensley Adams to decide what he wants to do. Does he want to go for the flag, or does he want to get his hands up in his face? On that one, he should have put his hands in front of Phil's face and blocked that ball down, but it's the little decisions that you make as a rusher that could change a game.
So big play here now for GYD. Let's see if they can get a stop. Third down now. Cutler waiting for the snap. He gets it. He rolls out to his right. Good rush by Adams. And they're not going to say he was sacked, and that's a catch.
What are they calling? They're calling sacks?
I believe it's a sack.
Yeah,
If not, it's going to be a touchdown.
There we go.
There you go, partner. Good call.
That's it. That's what Hensley needs to do.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a delayed
I don't
call on that.
I don't think they realized he had the flag actually in his hand.
Yeah, and that's lucky right there for JYD, because I'll
That
tell you
would've
what,
been a touchdown.
Garber was running free for the touchdown. So 2 good defensive plays back-to-back by JYD.
Maybe I'll get one right today, but if, as you can see, if you get in Phil's face and you cover the receivers well enough for Hensley to get there before, don't miss the first one, and you'll get a sack or you'll get a PD for sure.
So Cutler now, he gets the ball. He's running to his left, tossing to the flats of Garfinkel. Garfinkel makes a step, and he's deflagged right away by Hensley Adams as well as.
Are we looking at a 4th down or something?
I believe.
Oh, they had it. No, I think they got a first down. Second down.
Yeah.
They got a first down in the last one.
So Levine getting one flag and Adams getting the other. So second down now. Yeah, partner, I was with you on that one. I actually thought that was 4th down coming up. I thought they had the sack and then the throw right there in the flash to Garfinkel. I thought it was 4th down as well. But this play continues here. Cutler, he gets the ball. He runs to his right. Quick pass to Garber on the sideline. He's deflagged right away by Sean Samergian. A small pickup there for Garber, setting up 3rd down.
If I was JYD right now, they got the athletes on the field. If I'm looking down, I see all athletes on the field right now. They should man up and not give these guys an inch and let Hensley get to work. You got nothing left to lose. You're down 24 points. You got to let it all out on the field right now.
Now, it's interesting that you said that. So I want to ask you, obviously, you talked about JYD with the size advantage. Would you try to get physical with the KGP receivers?
They should have been getting physical from the get-go, but now you got nothing left to lose at this point. You need to man up and don't give them an inch. You got no other option right now.
Cutler gets the ball. Is going to his left. Pass over the middle, caught by Garfinkel, just short of the end zone, though.
Yards a
But
game.
yeah,
we got a
yards a
first
game
down.
for exactly yards a game for the first down. So 1st and goal, red zone now for KGP. Now, and this is a really good drive here by KGP. Whether they get points or not, they're eating a lot of time off the clock.
They've eaten 4 minutes already just from the time they had the ball till now. So we're down to 12 minutes left, up 24. Score here could potentially end it.
So if you're for color now, what are you calling? Are you calling trips? Are you calling back at the end zone drag? Are you calling quick outs by the slot receivers? What are you calling right here?
I'm throwing one into someone's feet just to burn a play and some time, personally. Because I think he knows he's going to score. That's why. We'll see what he does here.
KGP snapped the ball to one. Toss in there to Payman. He drops the ball, though. That's a definite drop there. So 2nd down now. They Paul up here. He was confused as well. He thought it was 4th down as well. He called for the ball to
Paul,
come on
listen,
offense.
I'm going to tell you something right now. Paul was not confused. He tried to play the refs for fools. I know Paul. I know what he tries to pull.
So 2nd to go now for KGP. So rare drop by Payman. That's his first of the evening. 10 seconds remaining on the play clock. Let's see if KGP can get the snap off in time. Payman snaps to the color. Color rolls to his right now. Back to the pass.
Great
Payman
route.
Touchdown.
A nice little right left from Julian Payman to confuse the center. Wow. Great route by Julian.
And again, partner, obviously, Payman, he's won a number of championships. He's going to try to go for another one tomorrow night when his Braves take on Contraband in the Division A finals. How big is it for a team like KGP, who's not littered with championship experience, to have a guy like Payman who's won a number of them?
Well, I'm going to tell you that the year that Julian Payman won triple championships in the top 3 divisions, the first one ever to do so, it was the first year that he played for KGB. And I think they also won a championship that year. So it is absolutely huge for them to have him as an addition on their team.
Yeah, back in December 2019, they beat the Mercenaries in that game.
Great catch by Kwesi there. A little short, but... See, now the numbers are rounder. I know that it's a 30-point lead, so we're good.
48-18 now, that lead for KGP. And if anything, I mean, if you're JYD, you want to take some maybe consolation prize. I mean, they're 0 for 3 right now in the second half in the last 3 attempts.
Look, we got a
3-point
QB change
converts.
again. We got Paul LaPierre lining up, so Paul's going to pull out all the stops. Just watch.
So Lapierre, the Hall of Famer, he gets a snap, throws to his left.
Nice out to the line.
You see, partner, and I think that could be the difference right there. You saw how fast Lapierre got that ball. He got it out of his hands right into the open receiver, whereas Rossi, when he was trying that, it was a different result at the beginning of the game for JYD.
Paul's going to pull out all the stops from his Div 1 days QB. All of his throws aren't going to be anything less than 10 or 15 yards. That's for sure.
So Lapierre to the right-hand side now, off the hands of Adams. And obviously, my friend, you're a receiver as well. You get a lot of receivers who the ball's coming in, they think about where they're going to go before actually catching the ball. First things first, so you got to make sure you make the catch.
Absolutely, yeah. Having played with the upper echelon of quarterbacks in this league, if you don't catch that ball, they don't care where you were going to go. They just want you to put your hands on the ball and catch it.
So speaking of a catch, there's a big one right there by Rory Submergian, right over the middle of the field. Nice pass there by Lapierre in between 2 defenders.
Yeah, Paul's got a pretty good arm. Pretty good arm for an older guy. I played with him quite a bit over the last couple of years, and he knows the game well. So he's going to teach these young kids, make sure that, in that huddle, I'm sure he went back to Hensley and said, don't worry about it. Make sure you catch it next time, and he's going to go back to him again.
So the ball just past midfield now for JYD. Pass, knocked it. Oh, no, almost intercepted.
Little tip ball.
Yeah, Color, tip drill right there for KGP. Color almost came out with the INT. I think that kind of would have been maybe the icing on the cake, the cherry on top of Color would have been able to pick off Paul Lapierre.
No, for me right now, if the game were to end right now, it's still a toss-up between Garfinkel and Mr. Cutler, but I think Phil's going to get it, in my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a quarterback-driven lead.
Yeah.
Second down now.
There he goes.
Snap here. He's going deep. He has a man
There
wide
you-
open.
That's it.
Beautiful catch for the touchdown. That's Rory Submergian. So now the lead goes from 48.
48-24.
There you go. See,
I could
you're
do
good at
that.
math.
I
There
can
you
add
go.
6. I just can't count more than that. He did a little post with a chair there, the classic play from FPF. Get that touchdown.
And obviously, JYD is going to have to go for 2 points here. Right now, they're down by 24.
You're right.
Just inside of 7 minutes remaining, 6:40 and counting remaining in this contest. So for a team that should be in a hurry, JYD is really taking the time in the huddle here. Getting some last-minute instructions from their third quarterback of the game now, and Paul Lapierre. So the Hall of Famer now, he gets a snap. Tosses to the
Phil.
right-hand side, right
Oh,
into the
Phil.
chest of Cutler.
Phil was playing volleyball on that one.
So the lead stays at 48-24. Again, a 24-point lead for KGP over the Junkyard Dogs. And now, partner, with just around 6 minutes remaining for KGP now, you want to do what you did on the last offensive drive? You just want to take your time, march the field, or you want to go for another kill shot?
I think he's going to stick to his plan. He's going to see whatever the JYD is giving him is what he's going to take. He's not going to stray away from it. Even though there's 6 minutes left, he's going to try and score again. He's not worried. He's just going to play his game.
KGP now smartly taking their time, coming out the huddle, getting set at the line of scrimmage. Time is definitely their friend right now. Cutler gets a snap. He looks to his right. He throws it there to Payman. Payman makes a move. And another. He breaks 2 tackles. Can he make it a third? No, he can't. Finally defect by Laving. And I believe they're going to call exactly flag guarding on Payman.
Got a flag guard. He's a rusher. He doesn't know offensive things. You can't slap hands over.
Flag guard. Number 7. We're going to go back 5. Second down.
So obviously, JYD is going to set the penalty. So it'll be a loss of 5 yards and a replay of second down for KGP.
No, second down. Like, what's the,
And so we were talking about, partner, obviously, before the game. We look at Rory Submergian and Sean Submergian. They played right before this game in the Division C championship game. Their team, the Infantry, they lost to Blessed. How hard is it for, obviously, 2 brothers, but how hard is it for anybody? You come off a championship game and you lose and you have to play back-to-back. How hard is it to play that second game?
It's absolutely terrible. I've done it in Div 2 and Div 1, losing both, actually, and it just mentally you're drained after the first one, let alone the second one. And, yeah, it's definitely not going to be a easy night for sleep for these 2 tonight, but they'll get over it. I mean, like I was trying to say before, these young kids coming up, this Charles Leving, the Submergian brothers, these are young guns that are coming up to take my place. I'm old now, man. I can't be playing in Division 1 for the rest of my life. These kids got to move up. These teams got to move up into Division 1 and 2 and put their stamp on this league. And these kids are more than capable. You can see them. They are athletes, man. These guys can ball. And, I mean, I hope they do.
So Garfinkel on the last catch, he was deflagged by Adams. But what do you think for teams like this? Like, what do you think the big hesitancy is for them to jump up into the high divisions, like Division A or Division 1?
Touchdown for Crazy, and then I'll answer your question. I actually got 1 right today. He went and scored again. Putting it into 50s now, 54. The hesitancy, I really think it's a difficulty to put a full team together that they think are capable to run with the big dogs in Div 1. But like we spoke about before the broadcast, I mean, even if you put a team into Div 1 and you go 1-9, you're going to learn. And the next year, I guarantee you're not going to go 1-9. You might go 5-5. But all those things that you're learning make you a better player. Listen, man, I've never played a day of actual football in my life, and I've played in Div 1 for the past 10 years. I'm trash. I was trash, and I learned the game, and I just learned how to play it, and that's how you get better is when you play the best of the best. And I hope all these young kids and these young guys coming up decide to come up into the higher division so I can retire.
We'll have to see, obviously, what happens in the future. Here's your chance
Wide
now.
open.
Send your lead. Yeah, Garfinkel was wide open. Pardon me, brother. Garber was wide open. A 1-point convo there successfully attempted by KGP.
Hate to say it, but it looks like JYD might have checked out of this one with 2.5 minutes remaining.
So now the lead is 55 to 24.
We think we got Mr. Rossi coming back into the game to finish her off. Nope. Charles Leving's going to be running the offense.
Yeah, at least Rossi, though, he's in the huddle. At least he'll be playing.
Yeah, that first half took a toll on him. I mean, his based on your stats there, I didn't look it up. Has he been in any other finals, Jason Rossi?
Rossi, yeah, he won a championship in 35 plus with the Pacemakers.
Okay.
But that's about it so far. His team, JYD as a whole, they've never won a championship. They've been
Listen, I'm
around for a long
35 now.
time.
I can say that's not the same as playing in Division B. Okay.
Catch there by Lapierre.
You know what? Like I said, the same thing I was just playing on the last drive there. He's going to learn from this, right? The next time he gets into the playoffs, he's going to take this experience of where he got smashed and use that as fuel to do better the next time. And I guarantee he's not going to get stomped like this in the next playoff game he plays. I'll actually put money on that one.
All right, I'll remember this. This time next year, I'll remember this. We'll see what happens. So Levine, he gets a snap now. He looks to his left. He decides to take off to his right. He has a lot of yardage in front of him. One move and another. Levine keeps on going, and
he got his flag, though.
Yeah,
His flag's on. He did all those jukes for nothing.
I think he's so fast he didn't realize he got deflagged there for a second.
My hip hurts after watching him do that.
So more than enough for the first down on that scramble up by Charles-Olivier Laving. Extending this drive for JYD with just over a minute to 5 plays. Obviously, JYD looking to make this a little bit more of a respectable score. Pass from Laving to Sean Samirjian. He's taken down in the flats.
Is this kid a skier? He looks like he does moguls, man. I'm telling you, he like those hips. I literally felt like my hips were breaking watching him make those jukes.
You and me both, I'll tell you that, partner.
Oh, I just got told he actually is a skier, so look at that.
Oh, there you go. That makes sense. So the skier / quarterback, he gets the ball tossed to the end zone over everybody's head. So we have a timeout called, second of the game. Then
35 seconds
timeout
left.
Yep, called by JYD. So obviously right now we look at the score, partner, 55 to 24, 31-point lead. Yes, that's some quick math right there for KGP. Coming into this game, though, you look at JYD, they had 4 All-Stars. Sean and Rory, the Samirjian brothers, making All-Star this year. Paul Lapierre, obviously, and Jason Rossi. No one from KGP made the All-Star team.
Just tells you that they're balanced. I mean, those are the type of teams that I like. No All-Stars. Everyone seems to be pretty well balanced. And look at them. Championship finals putting up 55 points. Big Phil came to play today.
Speaking of Rossi, he makes the reception there, his first catch of the game. So first and goal now for the Junkyard Dogs.
It's all consolation now at this point, but, you know, take it as it is. President Campana bringing the trophy down to the boys.
Passing it back in the end zone. Oh, and that's a drop wide open. Beautiful pass there by Laving.
Wired it in there. Would you have caught that one, Brent?
100% I would have caught that, my
In
friend.
your chest or in your hands?
Yeah, a little bit from column A, a little bit from column B.
All right.
Yeah, so that's an unfortunate drop right there. That was number 88, Charles-Olivier Vachon. Vachon was looking for his second touchdown of the postseason. He's laughing again. He looks to his right. He goes back to his left. He's putting D'Amico Maz on skates right now. Laving toss across his body, and that's knocked down by Garber.
And that's it.
Yeah, the final 5 plays have been waved off because of more of an 18-point lead. So there you have it. KGP winning their second straight championship, 55 to 24 over the Junkyard Dogs. Congratulations to KGP with a dominant victory from start to finish in this contest.
Couldn't be more happier for Phil and the crew, man. Having played with them, like I said, they got the monkey off their back in 2019, and now they got another one under their belt. Happy for the guys, man. This is well-deserved. 55 points in the championship final is absolutely nuts. So good for them. Congratulations, boys. Enjoy it.
And obviously, you could pick a number of things that were key for you in this game. But what was the biggest? What was the biggest factor in KGP getting this W?
Phil Cutler staying poised, man. Sticking to his game plan. Keeping his defense keeping his defense on point and running his offense like an absolute champ.
So just waiting for FPF founder Rob Campana. He's going to be doing an on-field interview with the MVP of the game.
You hear me now?
And there we go. We're about to start
All right,
that
take
now.
2. All right, so as I said earlier, I said the KGP Champs roster, right, obviously run by Phil Cutler for many years, was the team that couldn't win the championship. Now it's 2 straight seasons, albeit with a bit of a break in between. They walk away as champions. This time, Division B Spring 2021 champs, KGP Champs. Congrats, Phil. Watch out, that thing is old. All right, one last thing to announce here. The finals MVP voted by the staff, none other than Phil Cutler. Here, guys, we'll distribute these. Here you go, guys. Here, a couple. All right, a couple quick words here. So, Phil, talk to us a little bit about this version of KGP and the season that was.
Look, it's been 2 years since the last championship was won. We've been waiting for this moment. We felt the last couple of years that were cut short. We had a very good chance to win. This year we had a roster I thought that was stronger than everybody else in the division. There are a lot of good teams in Division B. The crossover games made it even more competitive. That was a lot of fun. And I think from the very beginning of the season, we were excited to try and get to this game because we wanted a championship. We wanted it to actually be a final. Because it's been 2 years that there was a final. So here we are with this group of guys. And then, look, we played amazing. We needed to. They stepped up when they had to. They made plays. Credit to the other team, and they're struggling a little bit there. They fought. They came back. They kept it competitive. And they were excited to win another championship, another ship.
Congrats, Phil. Awesome. Great job.
There you have it. Phil Cutler with the MVP. Well deserved, and I'm happy for him. Honestly, having played with him, like I said, guy deserves it. He's a great dude, great leader. What you thought?
No, definitely. I mean, I think you have to call a spade a spade. It was going to be Garfinkel or Cutler, and let's be honest, this is an offensive-driven lead. It's a quarterback-driven lead. You're going to have to go with the QB.
I mean, 55 points, Brent. 55 points in a championship final. It deserves quarterback praise at some point.
Definitely. Switching sides now. If you're JYD, obviously this is a disappointing showing. Only 24 points is not bad, but when you give up 55, it's not going to really help you. What do they have to do better? Where do you think they go from here?
Well, I don't know where they go from here, but definitely live and learn, right? This is a young crew, a young core. I mean, I know the team itself has been together, but getting to a final in Division B, learn from this. I mean, take what Phil and his team did against you and build on that. And next year, whether you go to Div 2 or Div 3 or whatever you guys do, take that fuel, that pain that you're feeling right now, losing 55 points to 24, man, and just use that as your fuel to smash teams next year.
All right, there you go. There you have it. So we see right now, obviously, KGP, deservedly so, raising the championship trophy on the field. It's going to be tears of joy. A little bit of celebrating going on tonight for them. Again, well-deserved, hard-fought, not even hard-fought, really a pretty easy victory from start to finish. Really not putting this one in doubt. I mean, JYD had a couple of opportunities, partner, obviously, to come back in the game a little bit, but KGP just keeping their foot down on the pedal pretty much from start to finish.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, congrats again to the boys, and thank you for tonight. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, definitely a pleasure. Thanks for joining me in the broadcast booth. So once again, from the Soccerplex here in Catalonia, here in Lachine, a 55-24 victory for KGP over the Junkyard Dogs. For my broadcast partner, Matt Kerouac, I'm Brent Bakken saying thanks for tuning in to the Division B Championship Final. We'll be back tomorrow night with a slew of games here on the YouTube channel for FPF. For Matt, I'm Brent saying thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow night.